The US cannot crush us, says Huawei founder. Video.
There's no way the US can crush us. The world needs Huawei because we are more advanced. Even if they persuade more countries not to use us temporarily, we could just scale things down a bit. And because the US keeps targeting us and finding fault with us, it has forced us to improve our products and services.
What kind of impact would it have on your business if the US is successful in getting many of its partners in the West to shut your equipment out?
If the lights go out in the West, the East will still shine. And if the North goes dark, then there is still the South. America doesn't represent the world.
How important is the future of Huawei in the UK with regards to your investment plans and jobs? Are you able to guarantee that you will not be pulling out of the UK, you will not be taking jobs out of the UK?
We will continue to invest in the UK. We still trust in the UK, and we hope that the UK will trust us even more. We will invest even more in the UK, because if the US doesn't trust us, then we will shift our investment from the US to the UK on an even bigger scale.
Mr. Ren, I would like to raise the issue of your daughter. This is a personally very, very challenging time for you. She is in Canada. She's been arrested by the US's request and she faces extradition. How do you feel about this and what will you do if she is sent to jail?
I object to what the US has done. This kind of politically motivated act is not acceptable. The US likes to sanction others whenever there's an issue. They'll use such methods. We object to this. There's no impact on Huawei's business due to Meng Wanzhou's loss of freedom. In fact, we're growing even faster. So they caught Meng Wanzhou. Maybe they got the wrong person. They may have thought if they've arrested her, Huawei would fall. But we didn't fall. We are still moving forward. Our company has established processes and procedures and no longer relies on any one person. Even if I myself go one day, this company won't change its trajectory forward.
The founder of Huawei has said there is no way the US can crush the company. In an exclusive interview with the BBC, Ren Zhengfei described the arrest of his daughter Meng Wanzhou, the company's chief financial officer, as politically motivated. The US is pursuing criminal charges against Huawei and Meng, including money laundering, bank fraud and stealing trade secrets. Huawei denies any wrongdoing. In his first international broadcast interview since Meng was arrested, Mr. Ren dismissed the pressure from the US. There's no way the US can crush us, he said. The world cannot leave us because we are more advanced. Even if they persuade more countries not to use us temporarily, we can always scale things down a bit. However, he acknowledged that the potential loss of custom could have a significant impact. Even if they persuade more countries not to use us temporarily, we can always downsize and become smaller, he added. Last week, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo warned the country's allies against using Huawei technology, saying it would make it more difficult for Washington to partner alongside them. Australia, New Zealand, and the US have already banned or blocked Huawei from supplying equipment for their future 5G mobile broadband networks, while Canada is reviewing whether the company's products present a serious security threat. Mr. Ren warned that the world cannot leave us because we are more advanced. If the lights go out in the West, the East will still shine. And if the North goes dark, there is still the South. America doesn't represent the world. America only represents a portion of the world. The UK's National Cybersecurity Centre has decided that any risk posed by using Huawei technology in UK telecoms projects can be managed. Many of UK's mobile companies, including Vodafone, E&3, are working with Huawei to develop their 5G networks. They are waiting on a government review, due in March or April, that will decide whether they can use Huawei technology. Commenting on the possibility of a UK ban, Mr. Ren said Huawei won't withdraw our investment because of this. We will continue to invest in the UK. We still trust in the UK, And we hope that the UK will trust us even more. We will invest even more in the UK. Because if the US doesn't trust us, then we will shift our investment from the US to the UK on an even bigger scale. Mr. Ren's daughter Meng Wanzhou, Huawei's chief financial officer, was arrested on 1 December in Vancouver at the request of the US, and is expected to be subject of a formal extradition request. In total, 23 charges are leveled against Huawei and Meng. The charges are split across 2 indictments by the US Department of Justice. The first covers claims Huawei hid business links to Iran, a country subject to US trade sanctions, while the second includes the charge of attempted theft of trade secrets. Mr. Ren was clear in his opposition to the US accusations. Firstly, I object to what the US has done. This kind of politically motivated act is not acceptable. The US likes to sanction others. Whenever there's an issue, they'll use such combative methods. We object to this. But now that we've gone down this path, we'll let the courts settle it. Huawei, which is China's largest private company, has been under scrutiny for its links to the Chinese government, with the US and others expressing concern its technology could be used by China's security services to spy. Under Chinese law, firms are compelled to support, cooperate with and collaborate in national intelligence work. But Mr. Ren said that allowing spying is a risk he wouldn't take. The Chinese government has already clearly said that it won't install any backdoors. And we won't install backdoors either. We are not going to risk the disgust of our country and of our customers all over the world. Because of something like this, our company will never undertake any spying activities. If we have any such actions, then I'll shut the company down. Analysis, Karishma Vaswamy, BBC Asia business correspondent. For a man known as reclusive and secretive, Ren Zhengfei seemed confident, almost cocky in the conviction that the business he's built for the last 30 years can withstand the scrutiny from Western governments. Mr. Ren is right. The US makes up only a fraction of his overall business. But where I saw that confidence slip, was when I asked him about his links to the Chinese military and the government. He refused to be drawn into a conversation, only to saying that these were not facts, simply allegations. Still, some signs of close links between Mr. Ren and the government were revealed during the course of our interview. He confirmed to me that his daughter Meng Wanzhou was carrying a passport usually issued to China's government employees when she was arrested in Canada. But he explained that this was an old expired passport of Meng's and not because his family curried special favor with the government. He also confirmed that there is a Communist Party committee in Huawei, but he said this is what all companies, foreign or domestic, operating in China must have in order to abide by the law. Read Karishma's blog, Ren Zhengfei, reclusive but confident.